everyone, thanks again for joining us on It Starts With Plastic Free. You're back for another episode with Phil and Corey. Corey, today we're going to be talking about one of my pet hates. It's about all these false and misleading logos on products.
Same.
And how consumers need to know, especially the ones that are sort of making claims towards eco. We'll go into greenwashing later. But more about just the simple stuff that's in everyday products we buy, and how do we know what's real and what's misleading. And consumers are more conscious of this now, but we still sort of are trying to sort of push through what's real and what's nonsense.
Yeah. I think the ACCC is an under-resourced organisation in the sense that they're never going to be able to go through all these brands that are, generally importing products and putting various logos, claims on their packaging. So yeah, we'll just touch on some of the logos that we see that aren't certified and the likes.
You say that about imported products, but I also know there's a lot of companies that, they're traders and they get product made for them.
Yes.
And yet they'll just put any nonsense claim on there.
Yeah.
Some crackers that I've got here, I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read some of them, but one of the things that I'm just going to rattle off some things and I want you to tell me what they mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm buying a non-food product and it says it's vegan. What does that mean?
Well,
What if it's am I to understand? We use the terminology vegan more for a dietary thing. I know it's not animal based. Does that mean there's no animal products in that product? That non-food product?
I'd sort of make the assumption that there's no animal products in it or hasn't different to being tested on animals. Yeah, just no animals used in the production.
Yeah, I mean testing on animals is different than that. But again, how do you know the traces of various materials, especially if you're not the producer?
Yeah.
But one that comes up, things like hypoallergenic comes up a lot in our space, dermatologically tested,
We'll touch on the derm tested, so that's a good one. I see safe on skin written on packages. It should not be safe on skin. It needs to be certified derm tested if you're serious in a product like a wipe that you're using on your face.
Okay, and if it's a product, let's say that a company does have derm tested or dermatologically tested, should the consumer expect that? Okay, it might not be with the certificate number on the packet or whatever it is, the bottle, but can I then expect that I could go onto the website or email and receive something back that says, oh yeah, here's our derm testing or here's our derm certificates, just to back it up?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, you want to know what, especially when you're rubbing something on your skin, you want to know what that is.
I've seen some of the female hygiene products and they talk about gynecologically tested.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see, if there's no certification process of it, is there the way that I can trace that or find that out? Because irritants, allergies, etc., and understanding that.
Yes.
Because it might say it's tested, but do we know it passed?
Yeah.
It's tested. So, classic recently I found was one that said probiotics, which was on a baby wipe product, which was great. I mean, probiotics, I know what they are, normally for ingesting, but they had this talk about it when I delved into it further, in terms of it being on the skin biome, good for children, good for babies. I actually sent an email to the company and asked them, really intrigued on the technology, fantastic. Yes. Have you got any sort of science just to back it up? Now, science is where all this leads to.
Yes.
There's independent testing laboratories everywhere that sort of back things up and claims. But I got zero response, and I'm thinking, if I'm a parent buying baby wipes, I'd expect that you're going to wow me with this claim that someone could actually email me the details or link me on the website to it.
Yep.
No phone number on the website. Could only email. Little things like that as a consumer really give me the shits. Like I think that's really important. The other one is organic.
Yeah.
My God, like how often is that used?
Yes.
I've seen. There's one of them here that I've got that's just organic with a leaf.
Yeah.
Now we know that if you've got a product that's organic, there's Australian Organics.
Yeah, should say Australian certified organic.
Or there's other certified organic certification processes where you can actually have it backed up. They can use that logo.
Yes.
And you would have that maybe, again, if it's not on your packaging, it's on your website or it's on your socials that you can show that. But I think now consumers, particularly with products that we use on our bodies in the home, on children, our elderly, our loved ones, that you want to make sure that, if it's making a certain claim, it's backing it up. There is one I found, that there is Vegan Australia certified products, which obviously then means that if there are no animal products in there, then you've got someone who's independently certified and puts it in there. Almost like the Australian Made campaign. We're part of the Australian Made campaign, and they do an audit on your factory and what you make, and you've got to prove that it's actually made here, and there's a process of it. A lot of companies, you don't want to go into that campaign, be part of it, but they'll just put the claim Australian Made. But how do we know it is, or what portion of it? Did I buy 1,000 litres of a product and just put the bottle from China and I just put it in the bottles here? Is that Australian Made? Versus something that's made from the ground up. Little things like that I think consumers should know, and you mentioned the ACCC earlier. They should be more regulated in terms of what is claimed and what's stated. If it meets a certain standard, either a European standard, an ISO standard, or if an Australian standard is available on that.
One that frustrates me is the made with love in the PRC. So we've even just asked a few people in the office, where is the PRC? And people didn't realise that's the People's Republic of China. And,
it blows me away why people just, if you're a product, obviously an Australian product is bringing something in, you've got it in your label, just call it out. Why try and fool the consumer? Made in PRC. What is PRC? The People's Republic of China. If it's made in China, some really good quality products that come out of China, but why not write it on there? Why abbreviate it and trying to avoid it and then go on Australian owned? Made in PRC, made in China, under our specificational design, and we're Australian owned. I mean, there's nothing, I think people want that transparency. I know as a consumer now, when I'm looking at stuff, I'm reading all those finer details all the time, and I find my kids do as well, because you are looking at those selections, and it's really important. Animal tested is one. There is a certification about no animal testing. We've been talking about plastic-free certification. We found one in the UK about they delve into.
That's a really good one, that plastic-free certification, and I think that was something we were very keen to do with our wipes. We knew they were plastic-free, but getting certification is key as well. There were coffee cups in the past that were brought into Australia that were claimed to be plastic free, and actually there was a film and it wasn't plastic free and the like, so having that certification is a good one around plastic free as well.
And the other one is the FSC, this logo here, Forest Stewardship Council. And that's a global one. Very detailed, very detailed in terms of if you've got anything that's wood related, or it may well be a paper product, or it could be from a wood source. But FSC makes sure it's been responsibly sourced. And it's not just something you apply for. You've actually got to go and prove all the traces. So even there are companies in Australia that are buying products made for them. The company in Australia still has to be audited, and they've then got to prove the chain right back to where the source comes from. There are some very reputable small brands that go to that length. It is a cost to business to do it, but it does give that reassurance that it's not just some nonsense claim that's just been dreamt up. It's correct and it's accurate.
And I think there's a couple of variations of FSC. There's a couple of certifications to state. The SUR sourcing responsibly when it comes to wood pulp related products.
Right. Okay, that's good to know. What about when people use the term natural? What does it mean? Like our products are natural. What does that mean to you?
I don't like it at all. I think that's a word of the 90s or 20 years ago, and we're done with natural. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
See, on my piece, I know we've been talking about our flushable fabrics, which we're going to talk about, and they're made of what our partners have told us are natural materials, and then when they refer to natural, there are no chemicals involved in that. But from our end, I've been sort of printing stuff up at the moment, or drafting stuff up using the term natural, but I want to make sure that when people look into it, we've got some data that goes back, a data sheet that backs it up, that it is natural, there is nothing. But I think there's examples where, I don't mind the word natural. I see it a lot with foods, but I'm talking about other products. But you just want to make sure that, if I've used a term can I back it up?
Yeah.
Like, we use, in one of our floor wipes, we used Kangaroo Island eucalyptus.
Yes.
Now, I could just put organic eucalyptus, which they're not Australian organic certified, but it's a native, which we wanted to use from KI. And the excitement about that is that we've sort of bought from them. We've got no other traces of it, and we've told them that we're using it in our products, and there's visibility on how we trace that through. But when we just say natural eucalyptus, what does that mean? Like, Australian certified aloe vera. Okay, if I'm using that in my products, do I have certification for it? People say I read in the ingredients at times, but I can't find it anywhere. Like, what is it? Is it a certified? If it's certified, use the logo.
Yes.
Or be part of that whole process where it's there. It's so important. And I think as we start to look at products, people are more selective now from environmental choices, eco choices, and obviously health. But no one wants to sort of, the bullshit radar on people now is very sharp, and I think they want to look into that very carefully. So, as you said before, PRC, like, you're going to get outed on that eventually. Just call it what it is.
Yeah.
But don't, this one here, I've got one here that says preserve for sensitive skin. It's got a butterfly on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks nice and pretty, but the fact is...
Is there a measurement there? There's no measurement, so that needs to be germ tested.
Yeah. There's a put my glasses back on here, but there's a made safe non-toxic certification process, which I think is great. I mean, we might even want to look at for our processes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't aware of that. But that is obviously is some certification that looks at it. There's a certified toxic free, Australian certified toxic free. It's a campaign. There's people making claims about certain proceeds going back to the planet, or they're going to buy a tree or whatever else it is. But backing it up and showing the traces of it, having eco-friendly in your product and having a leaf with a love heart in it,
yeah,
I just think is
it's
not where it's going.
We've changed.
We have changed, and if there's other logos you've seen out there you want to bring to the attention of us, please post them our way, leave them in the comments, or throw them through to us on an email to our office. We'd be more than keen to chat about that and bring it out in another post. But more importantly, what is it you want to see in your products in terms of logos, claims, statements made, and how they're all backed up? And we'll cover it in more detail. Like that, let's be honest. I think it's just a good certified, let's be honest, and it's a good title to where that goes. Don't forget to subscribe, share this on, give us a like. Until the next episode of It Starts With Plastic Free, we'll see you then.